How's it going, everybody? I'm Khalil Brown, the host of the Khalil the Highball Sports World, coming to you live right here in Leesburg, Virginia, Loudoun County area, that is. Today, guys, I'll talk to you guys about the fact that Gronkinator has made a huge game changer. That is that he has finalized an offer with WWE. I'll talk to you guys about that for sure. I'll talk to you guys about the D-Wade that will be skipping his son's basketball game. I'll talk to you guys also about the fact that LeBron James listens to the NBA if they insist on playing games without fans over the coronavirus issue. So that's all I'm going to be getting into for sure, at the very least. And that's all I got. So I'm going to start things off with just the breaking news from earlier today that was just announced on the SAT sheet. It was just announced on ESPN that Gronkinator, you all know him as Robbie G, Rob Gronkowski, Gronkinator himself. Gronkinator is finalizing an offer with WWE, meaning that he's signed with WWE for sure. Now he's set to debut on March 20th, which is next week. That March 20th, that is on the SmackDown, on the Friday night edition of Friday Night Smackdown, which is next Friday. That is. So Gronkinator has finalized an offer with WWE, and he is expected to debut March 20th on Friday Night Smackdown next Friday. That is. Now it was about 3 years ago, back in 2017, that Gronkinator at WrestleMania 33. He helped Mojo Rawley win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That is, he helped Mojo Rawley win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It was good. That was incredible right there. See Mojo Rawley, that is, and Gronkinator just team up. It was amazing. Also, just the fact that he was at a Super Bowl party. That is, with Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were there on Fox Sports. It was just amazing, incredible right there. So it's now out, though, that Gronkinator has indeed signed with WWE. He's expected to be debuting on March 20th, that is. So, I mean, he could be tag team. He could be tag team with Mojo Rawley, and he could also maybe appear on Monday Night Raw, that is. Hello, Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley's on Raw, and Mojo Rawley's going to, and see me. Robbie G is going to be on SmackDown on 20. So what does Robbie G have in store for WWE? What does he have in store for SmackDown Live? He expects to be there on the 20th of next week. So that's going to be the question that remains. Now, Gronkinator, he retired about last year, stemmed from the injuries he sustained. So this is pretty much a good move for him, I'd say at the very least, because you never know what surprises he has. So having Gronkinator, finalizing off with WWE and signing with WWE at the same time is a massive game changer. I think it's got a bright future there. And I don't know about him being a WWE champ. I don't know about that. It's a tall task. But I know SummerSlam for sure is going to be in my birthplace. I'm Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. So Robbie G could indeed be heading to SummerSlam. That is in Beantown, Boston, Massachusetts. That is. Don't know what he's got stored though. So he is intending to be there, to the very least though. So he was going to be in acting though, but he's going to be signed with WWE. So that's game changer right there. But so Gronkinator is finalizing off with WWE, and he's signed with WWE as we speak, and he's expected to be debuting by next Friday on the March 20th on Friday Night Smackdown. So. Never know what he has got to store though. So that's all I have to say right there. Also, others I do need to address. By the way, that Dwayne Wade is going to skip his son's basketball game, Ziare Wade's basketball game. That is. So I don't know why that is exactly, and obviously this is something that a lot of people don't know for sure. So, I mean, his son's not playing though, so Dwayne Wade's not going to be there. So I mean, Dwayne Wade can only be there if his son plays. But obviously, Dwayne Wade says he's not going to be at his son's basketball game for sure. Even though Ziare Wade's not playing, that is. And D-Wade, on the flip side, he says he's not going to be there. So even though LeBron James' son, Bronny Wade is there. So that's going to be coming to question right there. See us picked with guys like DePaul and Minnesota, Nebraska, and all the other teams out there. So it'll be real interesting to see how this all turns out. And obviously, nobody knows for sure what to make of it. So that's all I have to say right there. And also just some other news that the NBA, that is, they'll be doing conference calls concerning the coronavirus for sure. Also, and it was announced earlier just this yesterday or this past week that the NBA, MLS, MLB, NHL closed the locker rooms to the media, that is, due to the coronavirus massacre. And also all the leagues will be having the conference calls whether or not if games should be played without fans, and whether or not if games should be canceled. I mean, this is going to affect ticket sales. It's going to affect the fans in particular, because it is just safe to say that this coronavirus massacre. I mean, they want to they want to at least, ensure the safety of the fans, ensure the safety of the employees, ensure the safety of the players. That is. So that is all there is to it. And little update for everybody else out there that the NIH director, a National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, told a congressional committee that he could have the NBA, that he would recommend the NBA to not have fans attend any games in the wake of the coronavirus massacre. Now, Dr. will be known as Dr. Anthony Fauci. 4 NBA owners are scheduled to meet to discuss the next steps of response to the growing concern about the virus. So that is all. That is what you need to know right there. And also, the Ivy League, they canceled. The Ivy League tournament's been canceled for sure. I'll tell you that. Their conference basketball games have been canceled in the coronavirus massacre. So really, we need to ask ourselves exactly, are leagues gonna play games without fans? And what about the NHL? What about March Madness? Now, March Madness could be in dire jeopardy. For sure, I can tell you that. I can tell you that much. So, really, I could tell you though that the end of the March Madness can be in dire jeopardy, and it says right here that they're consulting with public health officials and our COVID-19 advisory panel, leading experts in epidemiology and public health, and make decisions in the coming days. So that's the statement from the NCAA, and it seems that the NCAA March Madness and the Final Four can be in dire jeopardy over the coronavirus massacre. The question we need to ask ourselves is the March Madness going to continue, and its Final Four going to continue without fans being in attendance? That's the question that remains right there. So hopefully they get a resolution going. Hopefully all the leagues can get a resolution going if they should play games without fans, or they should just consider shutting down the leagues for good, and then within 2 weeks or so, I guess. So that is all. That is all you need to know right there. And the coronavirus is a really big deal, everybody. So everyone, just please wash your hands, use soap while you're at it, and obviously, folks, just stay safe. Don't come into contact with anyone that's got the coronavirus or they're sick or anything. Just stay safe. Wash your hands with soap at all times, and that's all you need to know just for now. So that's all I have to it, and that's all you need to know. So that's all. So the NBA, NHL, MLB, and MLS will be doing conference calls today, depending on what they have in store over the coronavirus massacre, whether they're going to play games without fans, and whether they're going to consider like not playing games at all over the coronavirus massacre. Just ensure the safety of the fans, ensure the safety of the players, the employees, all the viewers out there, all subscribers, and that's all there is to it. So that's all I have for you just for today on that, and that's all you guys got to know. So nothing more to be said about that. One other thing I do want to comment on: Nebraska just added 2 football players to their Big Ten Tourney. Quarterback Noah Vedal and offensive tackle Brant Banks when Nebraska is going to take on Indiana later on today, that is. And this is the first time it's ever happened. So it is really odd that, Nebraska would pull off a move like this. I really just can't figure out how this is going to turn out. So first ever happened. So that's all I have to say right there, everybody. Another thing I want to point out on E3 2020 is being officially canceled in the wake of the coronavirus massacre. And that is all you need to know just for that part. And that's all I got to say right there. So that's all there is to it. So nothing more to it. Also, Warriors, they're going to play games without fans being in attendance of the coronavirus massacre. And that's all you need to know just for that part. That's all there is to it. So that's all you need to know. Also, another big thing I want to address to you, that the NFL 2K will be returning in 2021 next year. EA's Men NFL series remains on challenge, by the way. There's going to be high-end simulation markets. Games will be non-simulated in the foreseeable future, that is. And future game experiences. 2K priorities are in early development and late 2021 during their two fiscal year 2022. So that's all you need to know just for that part, and that's all I have to just say right there. So that's all I got. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do over there for the Clothes Rival Sports War YouTube channel Facebook page. Please be sure to subscribe to the Clothes Rival Sports War YouTube channel Facebook page by any means necessary. Be sure to send me your comments to express your thoughts on Robbie G, Gronkinator sign with WWE, that is, and him debuting on March 20th of next Friday, that is, on Friday Night Smackdown. Let me know about the comments section. Let me know what you think, what he has in store for Friday Night Smackdown, and what do you think is going to be there for SummerSlam in August. Let me know about the comments section. I'll definitely address the response to that for sure. Please send it to me in the comment section. Be sure to wash your hands, everybody. Please wash your hands over this coronavirus massacre. And let me know if you think that March Madness and the Final Four should be playing games without fans, or they should shut down the games. Let me know about the comment section. I'll definitely address responses over the coronavirus massacre. I know it's a big concern for everybody. It's probably it's a big storyline that hasn't resolved in the past several weeks. So please notify me in the comment section down below. I will definitely address the response to that for sure. And also, what you think of Dwayne Wade's scheme the Suns basketball game, for sure. Let me know about in the comment section. I'll definitely address and respond to that for sure. I'll have more breaking news, straight times, live updates about storylines, and a whole lot more in the Close Sports, all things sports, on the Facebook page. That's all that you need just for now. So that's all I have. So take care, everybody. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye. Mavericks part of an NBA Wednesday presented by State Farm, and then we got Zion and Buddy on our air, 10:30 Eastern ESPN, the nightcap.